did you agree to hop on this project?
Okay. Um, okay, my name is Jameer Pond. I am a Brooklyn-born actor, director, and live storyteller. And I agreed to hop on this project, one, because like I've always wanted to work with the director and creator Julius in this capacity. I knew one day that our creativeness would cross paths in this way, and this seemed like the perfect project just because like it has a lot to do with the themes that I care about, which is like friendship, relationship, and most importantly, Black mental health, especially from a Black man's perspective. I thought it was really interesting, something that I hadn't really seen before, and I was intrigued.
Is this your first time acting in a short film? And if so, how did you get into character?
Is this my first time acting in a short film? I think this is my first time acting in a short film. I've done like skits and uh, uh, more so comedy shows. But this is my first time acting in a short film. And how I really got into character, I was taking acting classes at the time, and so I'm really like who, what, when, wearing my character. But I think this particular person came from a place of like I knew who he was. I know who like kind of the friend is, who is just like, hey, I'm with the shits. Sorry, can I curse? I'm sorry. Hey, I'm with everything. I'm like with the shits. But when times get really rough and I just kind of I'm not there. So I'm there for all the partiness and the fun and the girls and the things like that. But when it comes to like that kind of like emotional response and responsibility and accountability for friendships, it's like that's not built for everybody. Everybody can't do that, and so I found that person. I was like, oh, this is I know who this is. I know who this guy is, and yeah, it's kind of walked in that.
How would you best describe your partner? Describe your character, and how would you best describe uh, his relationship with the main character?
I would best describe Marty as like somebody who like he's hanging out with Fidel. Fidel's the main character, like in our relationship and dynamic. But like, Marty is like the kind of sidekick. Like, yeah, that's what my man said. He's like, show you right, whatever. Like, the main character is saying. But he's really somebody who is, I think, ambitious. He wants to be liked. He wants to be the ladies' man. Like he wants to be like the fun guy. But he's knowingly trying to fit these roles, as opposed to like when I see Fidel, he's more so he lives in it. He doesn't have to worry about being cool. But I think Marty is somebody who is like knowingly he wants to be cool. But their relationship, I think, is just friends. We talk sports, we talk women. We talk all the things on like the Alpha Male podcast and tropes and themes like that. But the relationship between the emotional depth, I don't think is there. Which is, to me, I see this in a lot of like friendships, like especially like with other dudes. You get to a certain age and it's like, yo, we talk about the same things, but people are reluctant to talk about their feelings and their emotions, and parents getting older, all kind of things that lie beneath. And so when things kind of get there, it's just like, I can't really be there for you, but I love you, bro. I like you, bro. I love you, but in your time of need, I gotta leave because I'm uncomfortable. So very relatable friendship. And yeah, doesn't mean that they don't love each other. I think it's just hard, specifically for Marty, to reach in that emotional bag to get there to be able to comfort Fidel.
That's really good because I was going to mention, the scene, the line.
Mm.
You're gonna be all right, bro. You like how does you said you can relate to that, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And why is it so relatable? And do you think all black men relate to that?
Mm. Um, I can't necessarily say if all black men can relate to that. I don't know all black men, but I can say that in times and moments of hurt, maybe loss, or immense pain, I think there is uh, an uncomfortability in terms of like sometimes just sitting in that pain. It's like, so instead of sitting in that pain, it's like, let me say something to try to make, you feel good. Try to make me feel good too. You gonna be all right. You strong, bro. You got this. Don't let this stop you. You got to keep moving. You got to keep going. And I found that, like, though people say that, and I know people mean it, it's like in moments of loss and moments of heartache and just like unrecognizable pain, maybe I can't just keep moving forward. Maybe it's like, oh, I can't just, be strong. And I've heard that before. I've said it before too, because I think it's like default. But as I grow, I'm realizing like sometimes the best thing is to just, for me, say nothing and just be there. There's nothing I can say to make this pain go away. And so, I'm gonna just sit there. But, for Marty, it's just like, damn, this is uncomfortable. I don't want to see you like this. You might be one of the strongest people I know. So for you to be like, damn, like I'm in a bad space. I don't know how to sit with that. And so, you gonna be all right is me comforting not only you, but like the both of us.
If Marty could go back to that moment when he left Fidel, would he do anything differently? And if so, what?
If Marty was able to go back to that moment with Fidel, I don't think he would do anything differently, because I don't think Marty has done anything differently with himself. I think getting to a point where you could be able to comfort somebody, I think it's trial and error on one end, to be able to go through something, to be able to sympathize and empathize with somebody. But also, like, I think getting to a point where you can be a comfort outside of just words, like that takes practice. Like, me, aside from Marty, like, I've been in group counseling and group therapy and had to learn tools to be able to exist inside of painful moments and not kind of like just default of like, yo, it's gonna be all right. When somebody loses their parent, it's like, I can't say, hey, it's going, you strong, you'll get through it. Like, I can say it, but like, do I really know? Do I really mean it? Or am I just saying something? And I think like until Marty kind of goes through something like that, and even if he does, I don't think it's guaranteed that Marty would still be like emotionally accountable for Fidel or whole space. Marty's probably just going, man, you tough, bro. And that's okay too, because he's doing what he kind of feels like he should. But also, like, maybe somebody don't want to hear that.